Hey guys, it's Ah-nuh and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about fragrances that give me grounding, meditative, zen kind of vibes. I have a list of words jotted down to just kind of like give me inspiration. So this is what the theme of today's video is centered upon. Keywords: zen, spa, meditation, natural, grounded, calming, relaxing, centered. And this was actually requested by someone when I filmed, I believe it was like the cottagecore perfume video. And it's fun for me to film these videos in this kind of categorized way where we're focusing on a particular mood, vibe, or aesthetic. So if you guys have any suggestions, recommendations, let me know. And I actually have a lot that go into this category, so I'm gonna go a little bit faster with my reviews. First one I wanted to talk about, Bois de Santal from Brandt. This is my personal favorite from the brand, which you could figure looking at the notes. I adore every single note that's listed in this fragrance. So I already knew from the get-go that I was gonna love it. This is a beautiful sandalwood fragrance, and sandalwood can come across in a number of different ways in perfumery. How it's done in here comes across more like a dry, earthy sandalwood, but it's smoothed over by orris, vanilla, violets. So it gives it more of a cocooning, comforting nature, just like softens things a bit, but you're still getting that dry woodiness coming through. It's got cardamom lending a fresh spicy tone, and I will say I get that violet orris in the opening. So you're getting more of that powdered, a little bit creamy experience at the start, and as it dries down, it heads more into that earthy direction. I really enjoy the touch of vanilla that's in here. It's nothing gourmand or a prominent note to me, but it makes things a bit more approachable. There's this beautiful, smooth, resinous warmth. This is quite a compliment getter for me. Both Eric and I love and wear this, and if you enjoy the Seven Virtues Santal Vanille, you will love this. They're like sisters, to give you an idea of how this smells. And I get about 6 hours moderate projection. Tocca Colette is a beautiful, fresh, feminine, easy reach perfume in my collection. And it does a really nice job of balancing citrus, floral, vanilla, woods. It's just very crowd pleasing, very likable. It's not a challenging one, but it's so pretty. I'd say I get mostly lemon, bergamot, so you get that fresh, crisp, cooling citrus quality, as well as, like I said, non-gourmand, non-sugared vanilla, and a really creamy, likable sandalwood. For people who aren't like into woody profiles, this is still definitely something you could enjoy because it's not giving like wood, but you do have to be into a bit of a juniper pine quality, like that green aromatic feel, but everything is done in a very crisp, clean way. The florals are more background players for me, just to add a nice, soft, feminine touch, and I do pick up some of that crisp pink pepper as well. This is more of an intimate wearing scent. I get about 4 hours, so just be aware of that. This is not like a super long-lasting fragrance. If you love elemi resin in fragrances, I highly recommend that you check out Auto Portrait from Olfactive Studio. It's such a smooth, balsamic note, and it has just a slight bit of like a citrusy undertone and also a very light, natural amount of sweetness. And when I'm talking subtle, I mean subtle, but it's those nuances that make it really special to me. And Auto Portrait is unisex. I would say leaning slightly masculine. This is actually part of my boyfriend's collection. This is also one for those of you who are attracted to dry, woody notes. So we have cedar, vetiver. It has a little bit of like a smoky incense in the background. There's also benzoin, bringing in a smooth warmth and amplifying the overall resinous quality of the fragrance. And we got oak moss to ground it. So this is a beautiful option for people who are wanting something grounding, earthy, but it has a really nice balmy feel. It's not done in a harsh way. And I get about 6 hours moderate projection. Byredo Bal d'Afrique, I have talked about this at length. my favorite citrus perfume to date. It just is done in such a captivating way because the florals give it some like enticing, addictive sweetness in the background. There's just a touch of that. And this vetiver pairing is gorgeous. It's done in such a clean way. And this smells like a product that could be for sale once you're done with your spa treatment. It just smells like a bougie body product, hair product, something like that. But it does have that perfumey quality to it. Very chic, cool, has a bit of an herbal background as well. Performance for me is not an issue with this one. I get about 7 hours moderate projection, but I know for others it is. So test it first. Parle-moi de Parfum Milky Musk 39. You just gotta try if you love sandalwood or musk. I know the note breakdown looks boring because it's only those 2 notes listed, but trust me, it does not smell boring. It just smells freaking good. It smells like fresh wood chips, but then it's also got a creamy quality to it. And the musk is very clean, fluffy, airy. There's just like the tiniest drop of a natural sweetness in the background that I get. It's a beautiful, woody, musky, your skin but better scent. It smells more special than just what the note breakdown would have you believe. And I could picture a bit of a smooth, balmy resin in the mix as well. I don't know, I feel like this could be, you know, the scent of this private spa that's in the woods, and they're just like pumping this scent through the vents, and you're like, holy cow, what is this beauteous tranquility of aroma? Welton London Keemun. I am convinced that the only reason this is not widely talked about at this moment in time is because Welton London has not been super accessible from a bunch of different retailers, but it's popping up now, and I think its time will come. This is one of the most beautiful tea fragrances that I've put my nose on. It's beautifully powdery. We have a prominent iris, adding this dainty, elegant character. There's a beautiful, soft sweetness coming through. It comes off like a vanillic sweetness to me, and it's not listed, but I get a little bit of a lactonic, creamy character in there, and it's not too heavy. It just makes it very cozy and comforting. There's a beautiful balance going on in here because you get a taste of the gourmand, but then you have like a fresh citrus from bergamot. There's an aromatic quality, a little bit of wood in the background, and it's just giving those keywords of calming, relaxing, zen. And I get about 6-7 hours with moderate projection. Personally, I think Goldfield and Banks does the citrus, aromatic, aquatic profile best with Pacific Rock Moss. This is a part of my boyfriend's collection. I did own this and I loved it for quite some time, and then after a while I felt like it was pulling just like a bit too masculine for my taste on me, but this is a unisex fragrance. I see both men and women wearing this and loving it. Eric has put a hefty dent in this thing, and this is like one of his go-tos for summer. There's something really special and unique about this fragrance. I think it's difficult to come out with a unique smelling citrus, but they've done it with Pacific Rock Moss. You get this fresh burst of a lemon, like beautifully citrus punchy perfume. There's sage, moss, and I get this bit of a salty but clean aquatic presence. It smells like meditation on the coast in the early morning. There's a little bit of fog lingering in the air. You're hearing the roaring of the waves, and you're just catching whiffs of sea salt and like the plant life nearby, the sage, the moss. And this version with the gold cap, it's been around for a while, but this has good performance. The previous one with the black cap did not at all, but with this I get about 7 hours moderate projection. Eau Duelle by Diptyque is a fragrance in my collection that always makes me feel grounded and centered. If you love green vanillas, this is really one to check out if you haven't already. I know a lot of people who love that profile have definitely gotten their nose on this one because it is very popular, widely talked about, and for great reason. It's juniper, cardamom, beautiful smooth resins, a libinum, elemi resin, and then vanilla, just cloaking over these notes, and it just adds a beautiful fairy-like tone to me. Like this sweetened sap coming out of these like magical trees in a juniper forest. I just adore the fresh spiciness, the aromatic with the vanilla, with the resins. Such a special one to me, and I get about 4 hours intimate projection. Sueded Oud by Clean Reserve is going to be the cleanest, most fresh interpretation that you've experienced of these notes. Like if those notes are iffy for you, I know they are for a lot of people, don't let that scare you with this scent, because it's not going to be suede in the way that you expect. It's not going to be oud in the way that you expect. It's very fresh in the way of a gust of air lifting up these lightweight curtains and entering this open room filled with hand-carved wooden furniture. There's like a suede tapestry hanging on the wall, and you just smell hints of the outdoor plant life. Birch, cypress, fir trees, night blooming jasmine, and it's got a nice freshly laundered musk undertone. And I get about 4 hours with an intimate projection. In my top 10, one of my favorites in my collection, easy, Liis Bo, and my favorite, Woody Vanilla. I have a lot of that profile, and there are a lot on the market, so it can be difficult to come out with something that smells unique, but this is it. There's sequoia, gaiac, and cedar. Cedar being the woody note that comes out the most. It's done in an incredibly natural, realistic kind of way where I feel like I'm smelling wood being warmed up by the sun. It's got this sweetened incense note. It doesn't come across to me smoky whatsoever. It's just got this inviting, comforting character. The vanilla is powdery, and then there's elemi to give it that balmy, smooth feel. It is a go-to signature scent in this household, and I get 8 hours with moderate projection. Book by Commodity doesn't literally smell like a book, but it does give me the vibe of reading a hardcover book on a mountainside, surrounded by trees, and you're just having this moment for yourself. There's cedar, rosewood, and sandalwood. The wood is done in a very similar way to Le Labo's Santal 33, but this is a much more toned down version. It's not as dry and in your face. It's softened with the amyris. It's got like a nice cooling eucalyptus experience in the opening, and I get about 4 or 5 hours with a moderate projection. Queens and Monsters by Henry Rose is a beautiful interpretation of a green woody vanilla with also a coconut musk in the base. That coconut undertone comes across like a thicker coconut balm. You get a fluffy vanilla, and then there's a lot of petitgrain and sandalwood. So you have to enjoy the woody vibe. You have to be down for that green quality. It's a greenness that you can almost bite into. And the sandalwood is very creamy, but has a little bit of a dry quality in the mix as well. This one can be hit or miss for people due to the earthy qualities, so definitely make sure that you sample it first. But I love it. And I get about 5 hours moderate projection. Another elemi resin getting featured quite a bit today, but I don't know, it just really suits the category for me. This is Michael Malul 593 Bali, and this would be the most prominent elemi resin fragrance I featured today because Auto Portrait is a little bit heavier on the woody quality. This is done in a more subtle, creamy, and powdery way because it's also got a prominent orris. Suede, this is a more subdued, softer fragrance. So if you like natural, earthy, woody, balmy, resinous fragrances, but you want something soft, something uncomplicated, I would check this one out. I also definitely get the cardamom, a fluffy musk, and I think it's quite a relaxing scent. I get about 4 hours with an intimate projection. If you want the smell of mountain air in a juniper forest, then I recommend you try Apres by Ellis Brooklyn. It's juniper berries, sandalwood, cedar, gaiac wood, but then it's got these little qualities to add a little something to it. Like I get a touch of sweetness coming through from vanilla and saffron. I feel like that saffron lends to that airy quality. It's got a smooth suede and a little bit of a bourbon whiskey, just adding a touch of a boozy character in there, but it's not giving like heavy booze. It's really more of a woody, juniper berry airy scent. And I get about 4 or 5 hours with a moderate projection. And that wraps up my list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having a great day and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.